Hey everyone, this is Krista, your real estate expert advisor here in Central Florida, coming to you live from my kitchen. I wanted to talk to you today about something that I find a lot of people have a misconception about, and that is how much money you actually need in order to be able to buy a home. So let's get into some details and some facts and some misconceptions so you can determine whether homeownership is a possibility for you or not. So first of all, I do want to point out that I am not a loan officer. I'm not a lender and I don't work in the mortgage section of this. And what we're going to be talking about is financing, because if you have enough cash to buy a home, you're probably not going to be asking this question if you have enough money to buy a home or not. You're going to look in your bank account and you're going to know if you have enough money to buy a home or not. But if you're using financing, of course, you do need to have some cash available for closing costs and for your loan. So let's start off by talking about lending. So the first thing you want to do is talk to a lender. And I have plenty of great lenders. If you want to send me a PM or anything and find out who I like to work with, who I've worked with many, many times, I will provide you with some names and phone numbers. So the the most common loan types that we see are conventional financing, which you can get as low as 5% down. FHA financing, which is 3.5% down. And then there are two other types that are 100% financing, meaning you don't pay anything for the loan, USDA and VA. So let's start off with conventional financing. This is typically for people who want to put more money down. They don't want to pay maybe mortgage insurance, which doesn't benefit you, it benefits your lender. And it can be a fairly big expense every month. You can put down, I think it's 20%. You want to put down 20% of the purchase price. So let's pretend like our house costs $100,000. You probably are not going to be buying a $100,000 house these days, but we're going to use that as an example because it's an easy number. If you're buying a $100,000 house and you have to put down 20%, that's $20,000. If you get a 5% conventional loan, you're going to be putting down $5,000. Easy. If you're using FHA, which does require that mortgage insurance, which benefits your lender, you're putting down 3.5% or $3,500. Now, with USDA loans, that is a rural development loan. So you have to choose a house in a certain area. So here in Central Florida, just a couple of examples, you're looking at parts of Osteen, parts of Geneva, Orange City, DeLand, in that area. So more rural areas. It's 100% financing. So that means you just pay your loan closing costs, but you're not putting any money down towards the loan. And VA is for veterans, so that will require that you have obviously served, or your spouse. So great loan types available. So if you're looking at these loan types, you're looking anywhere from $0 down to $20,000 down on a $100,000 house. So in addition to that, you do have closing costs. Now it's really hard to say what your closing costs are going to be because it depends on so many factors, but it is roughly an additional 3%. So let's pretend, here's why I can't exactly say. So there are things like, let's say you buy a home in a gated community that has a $1,000 HOA fee per year, and your seller has already paid that for the whole year. You're gonna be paying back your seller. Like if you bought it in January, you'd be paying them back like for the rest of the year. So, and taxes and things like that, there are prorations that we can't figure out without knowing the house. But many times you can ask your seller to pay some of those by either adjusting the purchase price and paying a little bit more, financing that, and then they give it back to you. It's sort of like getting cash back when you go to you go to CVS and they ask if you want cash back. You're still paying for it. CVS isn't giving you the money, but they're just providing you with cash that you would otherwise have to get in a different way. So that's a great way to lessen your closing costs. In addition, we do have down payment assistance. It is a little bit difficult to use, I'm not gonna lie. It typically takes longer to close. So if a seller has their house listed and they have 10 offers and yours is one using down payment assistance and they're asking for a 70-day closing, you're gonna be a little bit of a less competitive offer, but it does exist. You take a class, you can get a lot of down payment assistance that way. And also, don't forget, there's a lot of construction going on around here right now, and a lot of builders are offering a lot of incentives that make it worth looking into if you don't have a lot of cash. So please don't feel like you have to have a ton of cash to buy a home. There are ways to kind of creatively structure this so that you don't have to bring as much to the closing table. And if that's of interest to you, I would encourage you to reach out to me, even through a private message is fine, or give me a call. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.